Hey, I'm Decorato Megan. Welcome to the clown. It's a thing. Let me stop that music. Let's make that go away. Alright. Anyways, it wanted to be played in this resolution, so sorry for the bars on the side of the screen. I feel like I am lying on a rough yet soft ground. I smell dust and feathers on the surface my face is against. Oh, okay. My head is throbbing and my body is aching. I lay down there for a while. I don't know how long have I been lying there. I can't hear anything but my heartbeat. How often can you hear your heartbeat? When I feel like I'm okay, I realize that my eyes are closed. I try to open them. Somehow I'm in some hallway. It's still dark, but I can see a bit. I stand up slowly and brush away the dust that was able to cling to my clothes. I look around. My vision is blurry. Everything I see is either disfigured or wobbly. Kind of the same thing, aren't they? I blink a couple of times. My vision brightened. I'm not in a hallway, but in a small room, devoid of furniture and lighting. I can see that there is only one door ahead of me. I look behind, expecting to see a door as well, but it's all a wall. I don't know where I am, or how I got here. I look back at the door in front of me. Looks like there's no way to go but forward. I move closer. I can feel something ominous behind the door. Something is telling me to turn away and just stay here until I can think of something else, other means of escape. I shake my head and take a deep breath. I would do that, but I don't have to be idle. I hold the knob and turn it. Ooh, hello. I step in and suddenly cold air blows around me. It's too dark to see around, but I have a feeling the room's ceiling is high. Well, there's a lot in here. I squinted. I can see a door at the far end of the room. I can see a lot more than just a door. I place my hand on the wall and search around if there's any light switch. I think I found one, but somehow for some reason I hesitate. There's something odd about this room. Should I switch it? Alright, so there are some, choices here, but they don't affect the ending. That was strictly mentioned on the page. Like, all the choices, they might affect the dialogue, or, like, not dialogue. Well, they might affect the dialogue, I don't know. They might affect some of the text, but I don't think they're gonna, affect anything else. I shake my head, I switch it on. Oh, hello! I'm taken back by the clown puppets that are hanging by strings attached to the ceilings. Oh, attached on the ceilings. Wait, there's multiple ceilings? There are many of them, hundreds at most, all very colorful, yet worn out and dirty. Also, they were a lot farther away before I turned this light on. Please chill out. The state of these puppets somehow freaks me a bit. Nah, that's fun. Look at them closely, which is a bad idea. My skin crawls. All of them don't have their left leg. Oh, I didn't notice that in the dark. I could feel their eyes resting on me, and I'm feeling more uneasy now. I need to get out of here. I slowly walk, bending down a bit to avoid the puppets. I try to look away from them, but they're everywhere. Well, yeah, my hair's turned up when I involuntarily brush at their feet. The ground I walk is lumpy, and looking down, I've been stepping on broken puppet heads. Then I accidentally bump into a larger puppet standing in the corner. Whoa! Ah, gosh. It takes almost all my will trying not to cower before it. Can I get a look at this? I managed to make my way to the door at the far end of the room. I let out a big sigh of relief. I hear something behind the door. I place my ear on it for a moment. Circus music? Oh yes, it also says something about poorly timed public domain circus music. On the page. Strictly mentioned, on the page. I step back and open the door. I'm suddenly crowded by people whose backs are turned towards me. I'm in a large tent. Music is playing down the empty stage, where there is a large spotlight shining down on it. This is an unusual setting. Everyone around me is whispering excitedly, expectantly. There is a show to expect. Should I grab a seat and watch? Fuck it, why not? Well, there is no harm to do so. I moved down the steps and found a space in a crowded bench. I settle down and look around. I realize just now the ominous feeling is darker and stronger here, like it's in the air. I shiver. I tap a shoulder of a patron near me, and my heart almost froze. I stifle a scream. She has no face. Well, she does have a face. She just removed it. Lady. Alright, you know, I've never been to a circus, so I don't know. Are you expected to remove your face? No eyes, no nose, no mouth. There are dents and mounds that can mean that there were once there. Oh, okay, sweet. Or look at the other patrons, and they're faceless too. So I guess it is socially acceptable to remove your face. Or maybe it's expected. Maybe it's just how things work. I don't know. Never been to a circus. I notice that all the people are holding masks. Masks that could be their faces. That's neat. The patron in front of me suddenly speaks. Is something the matter? No! I stare at her. Should I answer her? I mean, sure, yes. I'm fine, thank you. I tell the patron that I'm fine and apologize for disturbing her for no reason. She shows no expression, but the mask she holds frowns, looking slightly annoyed. Then she turns away, looking back to the stage. So it is her face, it's just not connected to her. The music in the background fades and changes into something more cheerful. And the faceless patrons put on their mask and lean toward the stage below. From the darker parts of the tent, someone steps into the stage rather stiffly. Hello. He wears colorful jest clothes, but what throws me is that his mask, unlike his patrons, is turned down into a frown. The patrons applaud his entrance, and within a word, the clown waves at the audience. Also, there's lights everywhere. Then it starts to make a couple of stunts. Handstanding, tumbling, balancing on a ball, and yet the expression of his mask is indifferent. The crowd around me cheer. The clown below wavers, stumbles for a bit, loses his footing. Then the people around me is suddenly not pleased. The clown looks up to get to his feet immediately. He goes back to his stunts. I don't know how long I've been watching. It feels like I've been standing here for hours, days. Well, you weren't standing there. You sat down next to someone. I could see the fatigue in the clown. He's shaking, wobbling on his feet. His chest rises and falls. He collapses on the stage. The patrons are displeased. They throw stones. Many miss, but some are lucky, hitting the clown on the knee, the cheek of his mask, the shoulder. That's right, he has a mask. The clown doesn't look up. He keeps shaking his head. He wants to give up. But he suddenly lifts an arm up to his side, and his other arm. The way he stands is up as unusual, as if someone is pulling him up. Probably R. Puppet. Puppet Master. I realize that there are strings attached to him, and the mask of his face on his face is becoming loose. My heart is suddenly aching. I don't know why, but it just is. Watching him suffer painful for me, yeah. Somehow I have the urge to shield him away from the patrons, who are still not pleased and keep shouting stunts for him to perform. The strings attached to him do as the patrons request. He stood on a toe, he balances on a trip rope, he rolls, he bows, he bleeds. I'm shaking, I want to help. No, not to help the patrons, the clown on the stage. When the clown tumbles back again, the mask he wears loosens and it hangs on one ear. And then I see his face. He's my friend. The mask falls down. Oh, that's a sad picture. The mask falls down, clattering on the ground. The clatter is the only sound I hear despite the shouts of angry patrons and the loud music that blares all around me. He looks up and sees me, his eyes wide in recognition, but then moves back in shame. That moment, I know what he means. This is something you are not supposed to see. I almost shout to him, making my way down the steps, reaching out to him, but a group of patrons block my way. The expression on some of the masks are sad, some are happy, then the rest are angry. I try to push past them, but they grab me and push me back. They force me to the ground. I stare up to them, angry faces surround me. I stand up again and push them away. But more waves of patrons keep blocking. What the fuck is happening? Well, a lot of things are happening. I'm making tiny progress in closing the distance between my friend. He keeps making stunts. The crowd is cheering again. Finally pleased, but I scream and shout to him. My eyes never taking off him. After a long time, the patrons leave me alone. And I'm here sitting on the ground, somehow frozen, watching helplessly as my friend is forced to perform in front of the audience. I start to cry. I can't help. The show continues, and there is nothing I can do. A hand brushes my shoulder, I sweep it away, but the hand comes back to my shoulder again. I learn that it's not the cold hand I felt from the patrons when they pushed me down. This hand is warm and comforting. Before I know it, the hand guides me out of the theater and then out of the puppet room and to the hall. I look up to see the one who is taking me away, and I see you, the one on the stage. Except you're not wearing just clothes or makeup. You don't look bruised, but you're just as tired as your clown counterpart. There was no expression on your face, but I can understand the way you look at me. That was something you weren't supposed to see. We both run very fast away from the place. I want to forget, but it's hard. What is happening? We both run and run until both of us are lost, until I'm very tired. Light rain falls down as we exit the fortress and make our way to the forest. We both stop. You and I sit down. I reach out to you. I cry. I can't seem to shake it off my mind. Are you talking to me? Are you trying to break the fourth wall here? The way I look at you change, or maybe it was the feeling of helplessness that shakes me. Or are you looking at, like, the friend who was that clown on stage? No matter, it's still a very terrible memory, something that I'll never forget. Oh, that's adorable. Is that him? That must be him. Which means I think that whole time I was a woman. Neat. So yeah, that was a strange little thing. I wanted to play it, so I did. I don't know what else to say about it. It was adorable. Well, it was sad, and yeah. What am I listening to? This is an order, and then it's called frames. Alright, well, you carry on with your day. I'll carry on with mine. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Hope you stop by again sometime. See you then if you do.